So again, don't worry about rushing through your warm up or stretch. We have time. We have 10 minutes. Good morning, Thais. We have a few extra minutes to get warmed up there, Thais. So we've got like 8 to 10 minutes from now until we really have to get started. So feel free to hop in and take some strokes. We're not in a big hurry this morning. 3 minutes on, 12 by 3 minutes on, right? So 36 minutes of that steady state work with 45 seconds of rest in between there. Real simple, real long, just focusing on relaxing and lengthening out and getting comfortable as much as possible. Today is not designed to feel hard. If you're planning on rowing any distance piece at the end of this endurance camp, these last few sessions are really there to try and get you to feel comfortable running those light SPI, long strokes, long distance. So 3 minutes at a time, real straightforward, 16 strokes a minute. It's set at 74% SPI inside of erg zone, plus or minus a few, as you know. We'll go like 7 to 8 minutes from this point. All right, we'll say about 7 to 8 minutes. We don't want to push it too long. There you are, Patty. Good morning. About 5 to 6 minutes till we get started in the session. 5 to 6 minutes there. A little bit longer to get warmed up this morning. About 3, maybe 4 minutes, 3, maybe 4 minutes. So if we're taking strokes, if we still have stretches to get in, we'll consider starting them now. If you are stretching, 3 to 4 minutes. If you're stretching, we'll start getting moved over into erg zone. Week 8, live 1. Week 8, live 1. All right, coming into that last call here. We're taking strokes. We're going to go ahead and go handles down and start moving over to the live session. Live session, week 8, live 1. 12 by 3 minutes on, 45 seconds off. Simple, straightforward. Some might consider it boring. Let's focus on a couple of pieces of tech this morning to sort of keep ourselves engaged, right? It can get very boring if we just think about, if we're just going back and forth, right? But as you know, we've got a lot to sort of focus on. Really want to focus on, as usual, staying long, but then thinking about what contributes to our length, right? A good body angle, getting the hips back early, it helps us get length in the long run, all right? Hands high, but not too high, all right? Arms in line with the chain and relaxing as much as we can. We'll go ahead and begin making our way back to your seats if we're not there. I have 7 in the session. It looks like that should be about everyone. We have extras in the session, some of them doing it on their own. John, Betsy, Thais, Bill, Patty, Hal, you're on your way. All right, as long as we are, looks like we have everybody at the line. Pal, I have you in. Remember, very straightforward. 16 strokes a minute, getting our feet strapped in, last call, here we go. The goal is to feel relaxed and loose as much as possible. I never want you to feel like you really need to take this break at the end of 3 minutes. We'll go ahead and pick up the handles and sit ready. Ready, y'all. Rope. Patient, long, loose, relaxed. We want the arms to get out long, but nothing stiff and rigid. Nothing stiff and rigid. I want you to feel like we're loading the hips more than anything else. No tension in the neck, arms, and shoulders. Don't brace anything as we get ready to take that catch. Stay long and loose. John, focusing on getting that body over hips back as we talked about. Body over hips back. Lighten that load. Nice and long and loose, mid 70% here. Hips back, loose and long, slight bend in the elbows now. I want you to think about getting those elbows out in front. Forget about the hands for a little bit. Get those elbows out away from the body. I like to think about that so we don't focus on the handle too much. We don't want to work the handle at all with the upper body. We just want to stay connected, hang loose, all the way to the fingertips even, right? Hooks with the hands, knuckles out towards the fan, fingernails sort of rounding the bottom of the handle, but we're not gripping it, we're not squeezing it. Never want you to feel like you're grasping at it, mostly with the thumb, right? I want you to hang loose out towards the middle ring and pinkies. Sometimes I like to encourage you to throw the thumbs on top of the handle just to change it up. You really get an idea that you have to wrap the knuckles around to keep that hook. Patience out of the finish there, Patty. I don't want you to ever feel like you're sort of bouncing out of that back end. Complete the stroke, relax, recover. Complete the stroke, relax, recover. Nice. Push that drive length out over 1.5 there, Patty. Good work. John staying out over 1.6 this morning. Nice work there, Thais. Like the slides really forcing you to stay patient around the finish. I really like that about those slides. Patient, let that erg come to you, and then recover. Beautiful. I can tell you've been rolling on the water a bit. Looks good, looks good. Smooth and in control, smooth and in control. I think you've been thinking about the head and the chin a little bit more too. That chin is right steady on top of those shoulders. Relax where we can, sitting up and long. Paddle it out through this 45 seconds. You can throw some body vesper, stretch out to the toes if you need to, crack the back. About 15 seconds on that rest. Gonna get right back in, same strokes. Matter of consistency here. Let's go for some perfect scores. And what do we mean by perfect scores? Let's repeat. Let's repeat. Let's hit the same watts at the same rate. Same watts, same rate every section. Here we go. Picking it right back up, the exact same strokes. You can row right into it now. Don't even need to wait for the calls. Keep that patience around the finish. Hands out first there, Betsy. Hands out first. How nice and controlled to get the arms away, body over. In control, arms away, body over. Patient and long. Nice work there, John, keeping the strokes long while keeping that SPI down low. Everyone focus on getting that body out in front early. About getting comfortable in front of the hips. Staying off of those jean pockets, right? We're not laying back so far that we roll down to the backside. Stay upright and tall at the finish. Keep the chin up, chest up at the finish. It's okay to swing back, but never down, right? Keep that chin up, chest up at the finish. Good work there, Thais. Think about pulling those hips back behind you. As you swing, try to bring the erg with you. You can only go with the same speed as the erg. Just sort of move in with it. There we go. That was a good one. And keep that smoothness to the rock over and then pull the catch to you. Pull the feet to you as you come into that catch. There we go. Because on the water, that's pulling that boat towards that finish. Everything moves back towards the finish. Looking real good there, Thais. Looking real good. Nice work there, Patty. Hips back, pushing. Good. Patience again with that hands away. Really feel like you're relaxed with those arms away. I want to see a clear end of the stroke and a controlled recovery, a controlled reach, if you will. I want the reach of the arms and the body to look precise and in control. Arms just a little bit lower there, Bill, on the way into the catch. Just a little bit as the hands are. There we go. Good change there, Bill. And keep the focus on the pivot of the hips. That's the handle height we're looking for. That's where we're at. Good. There is too high sometimes. Nice work, nice work. Extension of the chain is what we're looking for. Beautiful. Just a few more strokes here before we take our next paddle. Consistent, consistent. Every time. Nice work again. You can paddle here. You can stretch. %, 76, 77, and 77. Nice work there, John. Patty getting warmed up there. 80% from 52. We're getting warmed up. That's all right. Ty 72, 74. Betsy 70, 70. Pal 70, 72. So again, consistent. We've got to be able to add a watt here, add a watt there, and know what that feels like. Consistency all the way through. Here we go. Right back in it, looking for the same strokes, same catch, same finish, same position. Keeping those shoulders relaxed there, Betsy, as we press. Shoulders down, arms long as we push. Any place that we feel the pressure, anything engaged, I want you to feel engaged in the core and the lower back and the hips, right? If we were lifting something heavy off of the ground, we're going to plant our feet. We're going to drive through the hips. We're going to protect the back by engaging the core. I want you to feel the same thing here on each and every stroke. Every time we get connected to the catch, it's the heaviest it's going to be. We've got to get the hips connected, core engaged, and drive those heels away. Think rather mechanically here. Rather mechanically, I want the body to stay tall so we can maximize our leverage. I want the arms to stay long so we can maximize our length. Consistent amount of force to the feet every time. Nice and connected through that front end there, Bill. Think about trying to gain a centimeter or two by feeling that drive. The moment we drive the legs, we're feeling that connection in the handle, hips to handle every time. There we go. There were 3 centimeters there. Small changes go a long way, and feel it out. It might not even be noticeable on the screen, but use that drive length as feedback. There you go. Another stroke over 1.4 and another one. And another one. Keep it right there, Bill. That was 3 to 4 strokes in a row. Drive length didn't change. You even gained a couple of centimeters. Good, good, good. Again, it may not even be visible, but you can feel that connection. You can feel when we're hanging longer. Hips back, arms long, shoulders forward there, John. Thinking about the hips there, Patty. That last bit of body angle, focus on the hips. Squeeze a little bit more range of motion out of the hips. There we go. I can see that seat moving back behind us, right? As we pivot the hips, think about sticking your rear end out. Let that seat poke out behind you. I want to see the seat move behind you because we're rotating down in the hips. Over 1.5, Patty, 154, Patty. There we go. Finding some length, and staying relaxed. Good there, pal. Consistently at the 1.3 on the drive length. That's good for you, good for you. On that next paddle. Now, this is undefined rest. We're going to keep it 45 seconds. It's undefined rest. So just wait for my call. I'm going to tell us when we're ready to go. I'm going to say, pick up the handle, push the button, and then row. You can paddle, we can rest. You can hydrate now if you want to grab a sip. We're about 15 seconds away from getting started. Let's focus on the catches here. Let's focus on length at the catch. Length at the catch through this next section. Let's focus on one thing, and it's going to be connection at the catch. So here we go. Let's pick up the handles, push the buttons, sit ready. Ready, y'all. Rope. All 4 catches. All for the hands and hips at the catch. The catch position entirely. What are we focusing on? Maintaining our posture as we slide in. As we get up into full compression, it's easy to sort of shrink or get a C shape in that lower back. Let's focus on keeping the hips back behind us. Full extension with the arms. We like to talk about hips and hands all the time. Create space. From the finish, the only place we want to be concerned with is that body angle. Hips and handle, create space, get the handle away from the body, right? Through the majority of the drive, through the majority of the rowing stroke, that handle is as far out away from the hips as we can get. We are reaching throughout the majority of that rowing stroke. So the first place we go to from the finish is the rock over and create space. Hips and hands. There we go, Betsy, sitting up nice and tall, right? Because the height of the hands matters. The height of the chest matters, right? Chin to chest. We're talking about maximizing leverage, meaning staying tall is critical. Reaching out for the 1.4s there, Bill. Reaching out for those 1.4s again. John getting those hips back. Same thing, Patty. Hips back, hips back. Shoulders down away from the ears there, pal. Sitting up nice and tall. Lift that chin up. Way to really feel like that stroke ends, Patty, and then begin that recovery. Don't bounce those hands out. Better, better. Still focused on that catch position, right? All we're focusing on, chin up, chest up, hands high, arms long. The moment we drive the heels, connect it, connect it, connect it. You've got to feel the connection in the handle. Hang loose through those shoulders, hang loose through the shoulders, heavy elbows. We're still talking about the catch there. Reach, but don't get stiff. Reach, but don't lock the elbows. Three to four more strokes here. Holding those knees down to the rock over there, Bill. Holding them down to the rock over. There we go, back over 1-4 for those last few strokes. Patty 1-5-4. Nice work there, Bill. Consistent. John, consistent. Patty hanging out in the 80%. Consistent there, Tice. Good work. Good work. Everybody knows their targets. Really like the system. Very simple and straightforward. Not necessarily easy, but here we go. So the last one we focused on that catch position. Last one we focused on that catch. Hips, handle, heels, hips, and handle. Now let's focus on that drive. Let's focus on what happens when we get to the catch. Really important that we keep that body in front of the hips as we drive. We understand that the body, the upper body, is in control on the way into the catch, right? We're setting the upper body in, we're establishing our length, we're establishing our reach. But once we set the body up, rowers, once we set the body up, it's legs in, legs out. I really want you to feel like you pull the catch to you, pull the feet towards you, and then we drive again, legs in, legs out. It's a leg press off of every catch. I also want you to imagine that your body, with the exception of Thais, is not the thing that's moving here, right? Your body's not moving back and forth. I want you to focus. You're driving the fan away from the hips every time we're at that catch. It is a leg press. Really good leg drive there, Thais. Solid, solid. Said it once, I'll say it again. You're rowing very well this morning. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it tall, keep it long. Again, we're focusing on what happens when we arrive to the catch now. We're planting our feet and we're pressing, which means we're pushing through the whole foot. When I say plant your feet at the catch, it means get that foot down and planted, get the heels down and shove the erg away. I want you to imagine you're pushing the fan across the room. Pushing the fan across the room through the heels. Don't lift that upper body. Keep the core engaged. Think about that chin taste. Good. Good. Less than a minute on this section here. Again, leg press, heels down, plant the feet and drive. Plant the feet and drive. Strong drive depends on a well-connected catch. We just talked about what we do on the way into the catch. Now we're focusing on that connection. We pick it up on the run. We get connected to the fan and we add speed. We get connected to the boat, the water, and we add speed. Find the patience on the back end to these last couple strokes there, Tice. There we go. Feel that erg come towards you. Remember, we're sending everything back behind us. Everything's behind us, including those hips, pulling them back. Heels down, shove away. Good work, good work, good work, good work. We're paddling on that paddle now, on that paddle. Stretch it out if you need to. If you'd like to reach towards the toes, stretch out those hamstrings. Reach out to the toes and hold it even, hold it even. Feel that stretch, feel that stretch. It's about getting comfortable in front of the hips. I'll say it time and time again. Here we go. back in it, rowers, back in it. This next one's going to take us to halfway. We're going to keep on moving through this stroke cycle. Already talked about what we're doing on the way into the catch. Hands out long, hips back, posture up, chin up, chest up. Everything's horizontal. Arrive with the hands at the right height. Don't wait until we begin the drive. And remember, the upper body is set on the way into the catch, and then we pass it off to the legs. It's legs in, legs out. The catch happens down in the feet by leg pressing the drive away. Now let's focus on what happens through that mid drive into the finish. It's critical that we're still leveraging off of the feet. As you swing that body back, as we accelerate, we still have to be leveraging off the feet. You are the variable here, right? You've got to make sure that we hang to the handle and it's accelerating. It's accelerating. Power, length, force, and acceleration here. Get loaded, find the resistance, get it connected, add force, and accelerate. Don't shrug the shoulders as we begin to feel it here. As we begin to feel it and get a little more tired, right? As we get to this halfway point, even if we feel good, right? Our legs and our lungs are good. As we begin to feel it a little bit more, we start to use the upper body. We start to try and let those small muscles try to help us out a little bit. So relax the shoulders, stay out of the arms, even as we begin to feel the fade a little bit. Keep the press, keep the core strong, and focus on acceleration. Mid drive in. As we get those legs down, we need to begin to pry and accelerate the body back. Don't lift, everything's horizontal. Nothing's moving up or down. 30 seconds on this next one, 30 seconds here. Focus on what it feels like and sounds like. Listen to it here. Listen to the acceleration of the fan. On that paddle now, we're back on our next undefined rest. It's still only 45 seconds. Don't go too far. Still 45 seconds. That takes us to halfway. $25 seconds here, 25 seconds. Making our way back. Feet strapped in, picking up the handle, pushing that button, sitting ready, ready all. Row. Good. Still focused on the legs. Still focused on the legs as the primary driver here. You can tell a lot from those first strokes. You can tell, did I pry through the body or did I stay patient through the press? That first stroke often reveals sort of how we think of connection. Did we open the body up early just because the fan was heavy? Always want to make sure that we keep those legs driving first, even through those heavy fans. All right, gonna recap here. Talked about body prep on the way in. Talking about how the upper body is set. Once the upper body is set, it's legs in and legs out. We also talked about what happens once we arrive to the catch, right? We connect through the shoes. The catch happens down in the feet. We call it catching through the stretcher, catching through the foot stretcher. And again, this is where we visualize. We have to imagine that we're driving the feet away. We're not moving away from the catch. There's a difference between that static erg and the dynamic erg, in that the body's moving away, but we got to keep the legs engaged first. From there, we talked about accelerating mid-drive in, right? We talked about opening up, hinging the hips, tossing those shoulders back. Shoulder speed is handle speed as long as we're connected with maximum length. Think about shoulders and elbows. Forget about the handle. As long as we're swinging those shoulders back and the elbows are coming back, that handle's coming with it. So focus on loading the hips, accelerate the shoulders and the elbows. You can even think about that head, right? You go from that body angle with the head in front of the hips, bring that head back towards that finish, right? Your head is heavy. We want to send all of our mass back towards the finish. Good work there, Betsy, staying tall at the finish. I want to see that chin up at the finish, chest up at the finish, shoulders down. Good work, good work. Starting to move that focus off the catch into the finish. We're connecting through the feet. We're hanging through mid-drive and accelerating to the finish. Load the hips, accelerate the shoulders and elbows. Load the hips and accelerate. Stay tall at that finish there, Patty. Chin up at the finish. Good. Now you're seeing some of the longest strokes right now out of you, Bill. Close to that 1.5, 1.48 for the last few strokes. Good, good, good. That was the longest section there, Bill. You found 3 centimeters on average. Good work, good work. Nice and steady and consistent there, John. Same thing, Patty, right on it. Nice work, staying long. Tice, we're starting to get a little bit shorter in the last two. The last two were shorter than the previous 5 or 6. Keep an eye on the rest here. Keep an eye on the rest. Get it moving. We're all right back on it here. Good work, Betsy. Consistent, consistent. Good work. And same thing, pal. Consistent, but I want you to focus on finding a few more centimeters, right? Let's find a little bit more length, whether it's through the back end. If it's through the back end, I want to make sure that we hang on to that leverage, feel that load in the handle all the way into the body. If it's around the catch, I want you to really, really reach. And we can't just only reach, we have to get connected. We have to reach and then connect the heels through the hips to the handle. Heels, hips, handle. Good work there, Patty. Somehow or another, you found a 1.6 on the drive length. I don't know if that was an error or not, but 157 there, Patty. Whoa, look at you stretching it out there this morning, getting long. Nice, nice. Relaxing those hands there, Bill, right? A little bit lower, just like we discussed earlier, just a little bit. I want you to feel like you're relaxing those arms as they're out. I don't want them to dip down towards the knees, and you know that. But I want you to feel like we're relaxed a little bit. I don't want you to feel like you're holding the hands so high that it begins to work out those shoulders. Long, loose, but relaxed. Every stroke over 1.5 there, Patty. Get back out there. Get back out there. Every stroke over 1.3 there, Thais. Let's get back out there. There we go, Thais, 136. Find that, find that. There we go. Now we're starting to see you vary a little bit from about 10 to 12 centimeters at a time. That's about 4 to 6 inches here. Focus on what it feels like. Everyone, through the last 45 seconds here, focus on what it feels like. See what that does to your drive length. Focus on the ends of the strokes. Shoulders down, Betsy. At the finish, at the finish. There we go. Focus on what it feels like. Listen to it. Nice, Bill. Nice length there, Bill. Good work. Well connected. Catch that breath there. Catch that breath. 4 remaining. Last 4 sections. Patty, I didn't know you were capable of a 1.6 drive length. New goals. New goals. As we get closer to the finish, you can think about adding some pressure, but really this is about a consistency target here. This is about getting comfortable. I don't want you to feel like you really empty the tanks at the end. That's not the point of this one. Chin tight. To the feet, no lift. Good. To the feet, no lift. Good. No lift of that upper body. No lift of that upper body. Drive away. Everything horizontal. Good. Definitely been picking up what we're putting down there, rowers. Definitely picking up what we've been putting down. Strokes are looking good throughout. We're all still chipping away at some small targets, some small changes. 157 again there, Patty. Trying to keep up with John on the drive length here. I like that, Patty, nice and tall. I like the posture. I like the posture, the height of the chin, right? The distance of the chin from the hips. That matters too, right? Lengthen it up that night. Tall through the torso, chest up. Stay tall as we come into that catch. Hips and handles stretching and reaching. Over these next 2 minutes, rowers, I want you to focus on overreaching. Honest to God, I want you to reach out and go farther than you think you should. Get that little ring on the handle, get that little half ring on the handle as close to the front end as you can. See what we can find. 1.7 there, John, getting out there. 148 there, Bill. Get back out there, Patty. Reach, reach, get the handle to the cage. I'm actively asking you to overreach. I want you to stretch out in the last minute at that catch. Overreach, get out, find length you didn't know you had. I'm asking you to overreach. Go farther than what is normally comfortable, but only get the reach by lengthening those lats. Absolute every inch of reach you can get. Betsy reaching out to the 148s, 15s. That's new. Good. Patty, get out there. Get out there. 151 there, Bill. 136 there, Thais. How reach. Reach to the catch. Get out there. Get out there. For my on-water rowers, get the blade parallel to the boat and put it in the water. Don't shrug there, Betsy. Don't shrug. Really liking the drive length. Keep it away from the ears. 20 seconds. Overreach for 20 seconds. Overreach for 20 seconds. Good, Bill. Last few strokes looking real nice. Paddle and relax here. Now, we don't want to always overreach, but when we get used to knowing what it feels like to connect out there, as long as we get connected, you don't really have to do a whole lot of muscling and power. It's about if you just get connected and maximize that length. We have 20 seconds until we get back on. We have 3 left. All right, 3 left, 9 minutes. All right, rowers, feet are in. Picking up the handles, pushing the button, sitting ready. Ready, y'all. Rope. Overreaching, overreaching. Hips back farther. Hips back means more length on the catch. Hips back means more swing, more pivot, more acceleration to the back end. Don't shrug the shoulders. Stay tall. So we're already tall, right? If you're already as tall as you can get, it's going to be really hard to lift any higher, right? So stay tall through. If the arms are already as long as they can, it's going to be hard to reach longer. We're trying to maximize leverage by maximizing length. We talked in that first set about the hands, the knuckles, the hooks with the handle. Let's stay focused on that as well. Don't let the handle drift out into the fingertips. You should be able to wiggle the fingers on the way up to the catch without fear of dropping the handle because we have hooks. Top knuckles towards the fan. You can keep the grip a little relaxed there, Tice. It doesn't have to be overly bent. I don't want you to feel like you're actively keeping the knuckles down, but the grip is relaxed. Forearms relaxed. Good. Patience to the finish there, Patty. Patience away from the finish, I should say. Now let's think about length in a different way here. Let's think about length in a little bit of a different way. Let's focus on how long you're hanging on that handle. Right? It almost seems counterintuitive. As you drive harder, you sort of expect for that drive to happen faster. It's not about getting through the drive quickly. It's about leveraging as long as possible. So I want you in your mind to think, how long does it feel like I have pressure on the feet? How long am I hanging and applying pressure to the handle? It's about maximizing our time under load, right? So we want to get connected on the catch and hang to it to the finish. Think about what it feels like. How long are you hanging on? Hang on longer catch to finish. Nice and tall there, pal. Nice and tall and hips back. Chest up, hips back. Nice work, rowers. 2 left, 2 left. Looking pretty comfortable on the heart rate there, Thais. For the most part. You look over to me. It's like, I don't know, man. It's moving, but it should be moving now, right? 2 left, 2 left. Yeah, it's adding up there. Last 2. And you did the right thing. You brought the SPI down a little bit on the last one. That's all right. That's the right move. Here we go. Taking strokes here, rowers, getting comfortable, enjoying the row here. It's starting to get taxing, but you're not dying. Starting to get a little challenging, sure, but you've done a hell of a lot more work than this. You guys are prepped and ready to go for this. This is nothing. Get comfortable. Embrace it. 6 minutes of work left. Make it feel good. Make it feel in control. I want you to notice what it feels like. I want you to notice the changes stroke to stroke. You don't need a coach to tell you. I'm here to remind you, but you know what we're doing here. We know what it feels like. We know what the goals and targets are. You're in control. Mouths are open and we're breathing. Heart rate came right back up where it was. We know the 45 seconds isn't really long enough to bring it back on down. It's just about repeat, get right back into that training zone and stick it. And I want you to focus more on your breathing for these last two. You might be surprised with what you can do to your heart rate with focused breathing. 16 strokes a minute is slow enough to where you can focus on that breathing. Take a deep breath every recovery. Focus on this. No BS. Breathe. Take a deep breath before you get into every next stroke. Take a deep breath. Big exhale, big inhale. Almost a big huff. Blow it out on the way up there. Relax. Big breaths in between stroke. Focused on the breathing. Focused on the breathing. Nice. I'm seeing some long drives out of you as well. Good, good. Focus on relaxing, breathing, and reaching. Bring it on down. Breathe, breathe. A few deep breaths. A few deep breaths. Make it feel easy. Make it feel easy. Deep breath there, Tice. 60 seconds. Want to keep that heart rate from hitting. Keep it from climbing. Sit up. Hips back, arms long, body over John, sitting tall. Nice, long drive length. Bill, good work on the 1-4-8. Sitting up, focused on the breathing. Sitting up, focused on the breathing. 30 seconds. Take a deep breath as we bring that body over. Exhale and take another breath on the way up. Blow it away. Relax before you recover. Exhale as you relax before you recover. Nice work, taking us in. Last one. I want to keep that same sort of focus. Everybody's hitting their targets. We're not worried about that. We're not trying to ramp it up here. I want you to focus on the breathing and make the last one feel a little easier, even if it's mentally. It's not going to be easier, just focused on the recovery more than the work. You have been trained on the drive. You've been trained on the drive. Let's focus on the recovery more than the work for this last 3 minutes. Nice work, rowers. Last one here. Eyes on the clocks. Last one. Focus on the recovery. Breathe, breathe, relax, recover. Breathe, breathe, relax, recover. Breathe, reach, relax, recover. Recycle these words. Recite them in your head over and over. It's a stroke cycle. Same steps each and every time. Sort of becomes your rowing mantra. Relax, recover. Relax, recover, connect, swing, load, accelerate, reach, connect. Relax, recover, breathe, breathe. Take deep breaths on the way in. 16 strokes a minute gives you plenty of time. 2 breaths in between strokes. Deep ones, big ones, chest up. I want you to imagine you're rowing a marathon, you're rowing a half marathon, you're rowing a long, long piece. We have another 45 minutes of rowing. You got to do something to bring that heart rate back down. You're rowing slow enough to where you actually can. Sit up, breathe, relax, recover as we come closer to that last 90 seconds. Last 90 seconds, breathe, sit up. It's 1 rep at a time, 1 stroke at a time. Once you finish 1 stroke, breathe, set yourself up for the next. Right? If we're doing deadlifts, we're doing squats, 1 push, 1 squeeze at a time, 1 lift at a time. Coming into that final minute. Keep that head high, John. Keep that head high. And let's reach and get the longest strokes for that final minute here. For the final minute, stay relaxed, focused on the breathing, and reach for the longest strokes of the day. Longest strokes of the day. As we take it in, as we inch closer to that finish line, longest strokes of the day. Handle out front and pick it up. Hands out, Betsy. Remember, you're in that boat. Got to get the hands away together. No clashing oars. 30 seconds. Good work there, pal. I want you to imagine you're taking strokes in Europe. Finish these last strokes out. Long strokes. Hips back, boys and girls. There you go, Betsy, over 1.5 for the last few strokes. Same thing, Bill, Patty. 1.33 there, Thais. Nice work. Fantastic work there, rowers. Looking strong there, Bill. Looking strong. Looks real good.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
Great job, Betsy. Have a wonderful day.
I'm open. Bye.
Bye. Nice, Bill. Got stronger as we moved through. Got longer as we moved through as well. Really nice to see. And more patient. Shoot, your entire back half was like 15 strokes a minute instead of 16, but they were longer strokes with higher leverage. Nice work. Dom, same sort of thing. Mid to high 70s into those last four, got up into the 80%. Every stroke you took today was over 1.63. One of them was 1.62. We'll throw that one out. We'll throw the outlier. Patty, mid 80%, and we haven't seen you a whole lot. Still feeling strong, I see. Geez, I haven't seen you a whole lot. Nice long strokes though. 1.49, 1.5. Thais, you took two sections where we got that average up to the 1.3. The last three were 1.29, 1.28, 1.29. Not bad. We're still stretching. We're still stretching out for those 1.3s on the drive length. But overall, hopefully that felt comfortable, in control. Again, it's always going to be work, but we hope that it didn't feel like we were ever really needing to stop at that break. We're always looking forward to the rest, but hopefully we didn't need it. We are running the half and full marathon this Saturday. I know some people were talking about rowing these at the end of camp. We're rowing the half and full marathon this Saturday for Row Olympics. 11:30 a.m. start time for those two events.
Thanks, Steve. Have a good
Great
day.
job, Bill. Look real good,
Thanks.
man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
John, nice work. Hal, Patty, Thais, great work. If anyone has any questions or anything, we do have a couple of minutes.
I do. Oh man. So I don't think well, I most likely cannot do the marathon, the half marathon I was planning to. So what I'm looking at, you know, like if I do later, like what am SPM like, SPI, whatever, like what is like too little, too much? I don't know. So I have no idea.
60 to 65% of your SPI, like 20 to
Okay.
22.
Okay.
About there. Let me see. I'm gonna go in and just take a look at some of your sessions and just.
It's been a while. I was sick and then there was the event and then
I can't.
life.
Can I not see you as a normal user on the track because you're
Could be, Gabriel, yes, probably not. Like he messed up my user. I'm gonna have to talk to him. I will send
yeah,
you.
I can't
Sorry.
yeah, all right. Well,
I vanished.
I
I
can't even look,
vanished.
wait, hold on. I can't pull your session. That's funny.
That's like because I have access to everything. So when people like need help, I can go and help them. But
No, that makes
he
sense.
but he just hit me from a lot of places. I'm like, seriously, I need to be able to do some things. I can see myself, but nobody else can. I will send you and there
Well,
is no rush because
you did the 3 by 15 minutes, but that was all low rate stuff. What's the longest session you ran in camp? Do you remember? Did you do any of the longer on
about that. No, no, I don't think I did, honestly, because um maybe earlier. Let me look and we can talk because I don't think I will because of my race on Saturday. I won't have time this weekend anyways.
Oh, that's
So
right.
I may,
You're coming out for Florida Masters Regatta. Cool.
yeah.